Thinking of moving in 2025? Careful. Because the wrong city won't just drain your bank account, it'll crush your sanity, chew up your patience, and spit you back out wondering why you ever left home in the first place. Imagine this. You're stuck paying $3,000 for an apartment smaller than your college dorm. Traffic keeps you hostage longer than a Netflix binge, and crime rates? Let's just say they make you double-check the locks every night before bed. Here's the truth. Not every city with flashy skylines and Instagrammable views is actually worth living in. Some of them are money traps, stress factories, or just plain disasters waiting to happen. And today, I'm breaking down the top 5 US cities you shouldn't move to in 2025. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which places could turn your dream move into your worst nightmare. So, before you rent that U-Haul and pack your life into cardboard boxes, listen up. This list could save you thousands of dollars and countless headaches. Before we jump into the countdown, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we've got more eye-opening travel and relocation videos coming your way. City 5, Los Angeles, California. Alright, let's kick things off with number 5 on our list, Los Angeles, California. LA. The land of palm trees, movie stars, and rent that could fund a small country. Seriously, imagine paying $3,000 a month for an apartment the size of a shoebox. And no, not even the kind of shoebox that comes with fancy Italian leather inside. We're talking a tiny studio where your bed, your desk, and your kitchen stove all fight for the same 2 square feet of floor space. Closet? Forget about it. Your wardrobe is now the passenger seat of your car. Speaking of cars, let's talk traffic. You'll spend more time trapped on the 405 than you ever will on your actual couch. Some people joke that living in LA means you don't measure distance in miles, you measure it in hours. Want to meet a friend who lives across town? Cool, see you in 3 hours. And by the time you finally get there, you'll be so emotionally drained you won't even remember why you left your house in the first place. But wait, it doesn't stop at overpriced apartments and car karaoke marathons. LA also has a few other lovely perks. Smog so thick it feels like the sky has a permanent Instagram filter, wildfires that turn sunsets into apocalyptic backdrops, and earthquakes that remind you Mother Nature could evict you at any second. Sure, you might spot a celebrity at Whole Foods, but when your rent is due and your air purifier costs more than your Netflix subscription, even that excitement wears off. And the cherry on top? The looming fear that The Rock might one day run for mayor. Although, let's be honest, that might actually improve things. At least he'd finally fix the potholes by body slamming them into shape. So here's the deal. LA is a great place to visit, to chase your Hollywood dreams, or to grab that perfect shot for your Instagram grid. But to actually live there in 2025? Unless you're rolling in Hollywood money, you're signing up for a lifestyle that's more stress than sunshine. But hey, if you think LA is rough, wait until you hear about the city where your morning cup of coffee costs more than your Wi-Fi bill, and your rent comes with a free side of existential dread. Let's head to number 4. City 4, San Francisco, California. Coming in at number 4, we've got San Francisco, California. Oh, San Francisco, the city of the Golden Gate Bridge, iconic cable cars, and tech bros who will happily sell you an app that reminds you to drink water for $9.99 a month. On the surface, it's the picture-perfect postcard of California living. But once you peel back the shiny paint, you'll see why the city has fallen from its pedestal in 2025. Let's start with the obvious, the rent. If you thought Los Angeles was expensive, San Francisco laughs in your face. We're talking about one-bedroom apartments going for $4,000 a month. Yes, $4,000. That's not a luxury penthouse with a rooftop pool, either. That's for a regular old apartment that may or may not come with questionable plumbing and a view of your neighbor's laundry line. At those prices, living in your car under the Bay Bridge starts to sound not so crazy. And then there's the economy of the city itself. San Francisco used to be the crown jewel of the tech world, the place where startups were born, billionaires were minted, and every other corner had a trendy coffee shop with oat milk lattes. But post-pandemic? Downtown still looks like it's nursing a 3-year hangover. Office towers sit half empty, entire streets feel eerily quiet, and small businesses are struggling to keep their doors open. The energy that once made San Francisco feel unstoppable now feels, well, a little stuck. Oh, and crime. Rising theft and break-ins have left residents on edge. In some neighborhoods, it's gotten to the point where people leave their car doors unlocked on purpose, just so thieves don't smash the windows trying to get in. Imagine living in a city where the best security system is not having anything worth stealing. That's not exactly the dream lifestyle anyone signed up for. Now, don't get me wrong, San Francisco still has its charm. The food scene? Incredible. The views? Unreal. And yes, the Golden Gate Bridge is still one of the most photographed landmarks in the world. But unless you're pulling in Silicon Valley CEO money, the reality is simple. This city is financially brutal, socially draining, and in 2025, it's becoming more of a cautionary tale than a land of opportunity. So, if you're looking to relocate this year, San Francisco might not be the golden ticket you're hoping for. In fact, it might just be the ticket that drains your savings faster than you can say, venture capital. And speaking of dreams, let's talk about a city where the dream isn't about wealth or success at all. It's simply about surviving the daily grind of getting from point A to point B without losing your mind. That's right. Welcome to number 3. And if you're enjoying this breakdown so far, hit that like button. It helps more people avoid making a $500,000 mistake on the wrong city. City 3, New York City, New York. Coming in hot at number 3, we've got the one and only New York City. The Big Apple. The city that never sleeps, mostly because the sirens outside your window won't let you. Now don't get me wrong, New York is legendary. It's the backdrop of movies, TV shows, Broadway plays, and a million Instagram posts. Tourists love it, dreamers flock to it, and on the surface, it looks like the heartbeat of America. But living there? Oh, that's an entirely different story. Let's start with rent. Calling it high is like calling Mount Everest a hill. A tiny one-bedroom in Manhattan can easily run you $4,000 a month. And that's not for a sleek penthouse with a skyline view. It's for a cramped apartment where your shower is 3 feet from your stove, and your window looks directly into another brick wall. People joke about having a New York apartment like it's a badge of honor, but in reality, it's like paying luxury prices to live in a glorified shoebox. Then there's the subway. Oh, the infamous subway system. On a good day, it's late. On a bad day, it smells like a mix of hot dog water, gym socks, and broken dreams. And let's not even mention the rats. These things are practically locals at this point, casually riding along like they're paying for a monthly Metro card. Getting around in New York is less about convenience and more about building character. And what about food? Sure, you've got world-class restaurants, but unless you're a Wall Street wizard, you'll also be paying $25 for a salad that tastes like cardboard and sadness. Even grabbing a quick slice of pizza, the city's iconic staple, now feels like an investment decision. Do I buy dinner or do I pay my electric bill? Decisions, decisions. Now, here's the thing, New York can be magical in small doses. Walk through Central Park in the fall, catch a Broadway show, or see the skyline from Brooklyn Bridge at sunset, and you'll understand why people fall in love with this place. But for residents, the grind wears you down. Imagine living in Times Square every single day, the lights, the noise, the chaos. Fun for a weekend trip, but exhausting as a lifestyle. So, if you're considering packing up and moving here in 2025, ask yourself, do you really want to spend your life in a city that never sleeps, or do you just want a good night's sleep? Now, if you thought New York was expensive and stressful, just wait until we hit a city where the weather itself becomes your biggest enemy. Heat, bugs, and hurricanes all team up to remind you that you may have made a terrible decision. Let's dive into number 2. Number 2 on our list, Miami, Florida. Welcome to Miami, where the parties never stop, but neither does the humidity. Step outside for 2 seconds and you'll feel like you just ran a marathon fully clothed. You don't sweat here, you marinate. And good luck with your hair, humidity doesn't care if you've spent 2 hours styling it. By the time you reach your car, you'll look like you stuck your finger in an electrical socket. But let's talk about the real nightmare, housing. Prices in Miami have skyrocketed faster than the bass drop at a South Beach nightclub. Buying a house? That's a luxury reserved for lottery winners and crypto brothers renting? Not much better. You're paying big city prices for the privilege of dodging iguanas that fall out of trees whenever it gets cold. And don't even get me started on insurance. Home insurance in Miami is like ordering guacamole at Chipotle. You know you need it, but the price makes you question your entire life. And then, the hurricanes. Hurricanes don't just pass through Miami. They treat it like their summer vacation home. One week it's sunny skies and piña coladas. The next week you're buying plywood at Home Depot like it's the Black Friday sale. Living in Miami means always having one eye on the Weather Channel, just in case Mother Nature decides to crash your pool party. Now, I'll give Miami some credit. It is fun, if you're visiting. The nightlife? Incredible. The beaches? Gorgeous. The Cuban sandwiches? Worth writing home about. But the truth is, Miami is like that friend who's amazing to hang out with on the weekends, but if you had to live with them full-time, you'd lose your mind. So unless you've got a bottomless bank account and the patience of a saint, Miami in 2025 is more stress than sunshine. Vacation here, dance the night away, soak in the culture, but actually moving here? That's a whole different story. And now, the crown jewel. The city that makes people pack up and leave faster than an awkward family reunion. You know the one. It's got deep dish pizza, brutal winters, and enough problems to make even the most loyal locals second-guess their zip code. Let's talk about number 1. City 1, Chicago, Illinois. And finally, number 1 on our list, Chicago, Illinois. Chicago, the Windy City. Home of deep dish pizza so heavy it should come with a gym membership, sports teams that inspire die-hard loyalty, and a skyline that can make your jaw drop. On paper, it sounds like an incredible place to live. But in reality, Chicago comes with problems big enough to make you rethink unpacking those moving boxes. Let's start with the winters. Brutal doesn't even begin to cover it. We're talking about temperatures so low, your eyelashes literally freeze when you step outside. The kind of cold where your car won't start, your bones ache, and you begin to wonder if human beings were ever meant to live here in the first place. Sure, summer in Chicago is amazing, beaches along Lake Michigan, rooftop bars, street festivals, but those 3 warm months have to carry you through 9 months of pure ice and misery. Then there's crime. Chicago has been battling high crime rates for years, and while certain neighborhoods are thriving, others are plagued by violence, theft, and safety concerns that keep people constantly looking over their shoulders. It's not just a headline, it's a real, everyday worry for many residents. Imagine paying high rent, high taxes, and then still not feeling safe walking home at night. That's not exactly a selling point. And speaking of taxes, Chicago's are some of the highest in the country. Property taxes, sales taxes, income taxes, you name it, Illinois finds a way to take a cut. Combine that with rising housing costs and suddenly, that dream of owning a cozy brownstone feels like a financial nightmare. Now, don't get me wrong, Chicago has soul. The culture, the music, the food, it's electric. But in 2025, the struggles often outweigh the charm. People are leaving the city in droves, trading their snow shovels for sunnier, more affordable options. And while Chicago will always hold a special place in American history, the reality of living there right now makes it the number 1 city you should probably think twice about moving to. So, before you're lured in by the deep dish pizza, the Cubs games, or that picture-perfect skyline, ask yourself, do you really want to trade your peace of mind for a lifestyle built on shoveling snow, dodging high taxes, and bracing against the wind every time you step outside? And there you have it, the top 5 U.S. cities you shouldn't move to in 2025. From LA's gridlock to San Francisco's sky-high rents, from New York's grind to Miami's hurricanes, and finally, Chicago's brutal winters and high crime, each of these cities comes with its own set of challenges that could turn your dream move into a daily struggle. Of course, every city has its charm, and millions of people call these places home. But if you're looking for somewhere to start fresh in 2025, maybe keep scrolling through Zillow, because your perfect city might just be 1 zip code away from these 5. So, there you have it, the top 5 U.S. cities you might want to think twice about before packing your bags in 2025. From Chicago's bone-chilling winters and sky-high taxes, to New York's never-ending rent hikes and wallet-draining lifestyle, all the way down to Los Angeles where the sunshine is free but everything else? Not so much. And let's not forget San Francisco, where housing prices can make even millionaires sweat, and Washington, D.C., where politics, traffic, and outrageous costs collide in one big headache. Now, don't get me wrong, every one of these cities has its charm. The energy, the culture, the food, the opportunities, you can't deny that they've each got something special that draws people in. But here's the question you've got to ask yourself. Is that charm really worth the daily grind, the stress, and the financial strain? Or would your quality of life be a whole lot better in a place where your dollar actually stretches and your blood pressure doesn't skyrocket every time you open a utility bill? That's why I always say, moving isn't just about the zip code, it's about the lifestyle. Maybe you thrive in fast-paced environments where the hustle never sleeps, or maybe you're craving a slower, more affordable way of life where community and balance come first. At the end of the day, it's your call. But now I want to hear from you. Did your dream city land on this list? Or maybe you're thinking, hey, I don't care if rent's the price of a small car payment, I'll make it work. Either way, drop your thoughts in the comments below. I love hearing your stories and perspectives. And if you are planning a move, don't just stop here. I've got another video on the 10 states people regret moving to in 2025, because why settle for stress when you could actually find happiness, affordability, and opportunity all in one package? Trust me, you'll want to see that before you make your next big decision. So, smash that like button if this video got you thinking, subscribe if you want more no-fluff breakdowns like this, and as always, thanks for watching and good luck finding a city that feels like home.